Thank you for tuning in with Any Changes. That's me, the Babbler. That's me on this revolutionary rise that is happening at this time. It took a long time to hit record. I have to get through this. Even if I don't want to do this. I have to do this. Even if I don't want to do this. Well, what is it that I don't want to do? Where are we? What false prophet is amongst us? And that's like the word that just keeps coming to mind. False prophet, false prophet. It's like this biblical rhyme. False prophet, false prophet. And here we see the pockets of the false prophet attached to the he and the she that believes that they see what they see, and yet in differing moments pretend to see through vision when in reality they saw only because they looked. They came to understand only because they searched. They came to comprehend only because they took action to learn. And then, in their disguise, false prophet lies, declare it's from the divine. False prophet. How often not others can't hold themselves accountable for the ways that they have obtained certain information because it would go into the fear zone of the judgment they wish not to know because it's sown here. False prophet. Pretending that they're compilations of scientific compilations is something exotic and divine. I had a dream. I see. For God spoke to me. I decree. False prophet. And not necessarily false prophet is wrong, but it is a mask still worn because one won't pridefully admit to the care that they gave to investigate a little bit more further, for it would give credit to the interest that sparked their fancy. False prophet. May we learn from the mask from the false prophet in terms of conditioning for ourselves, for this emergence of truth that filters through the bullshit. It's like I had a dream that I was nosy one day, and so I gathered my information because it was interesting to me, and so I put it together, fashionably presenting onto the we that is us, that is all. We all have encounters that we can reflect upon if we choose to dive deep and see and be honest with the inner me, I, that is truth. We all have had moments of, I had a dream, a knowing that came from somewhere other than self, a download, a knowing, a visual that's showing. We know every human mundane has had at least one of those kind of entertains, divine in every kind of way. And then the false mask of investigations, of going in, claiming sorcerer of right now, for I, Akashic record, somehow, and tapped in to the now. Spirit says, bow, bow. Whatever gets activating within you to get you to go through, it must be. No judgment here from me. Sometimes it takes a lie to learn truth. So think how abundant we shall truly be in our own integration of our system when honest speaks and leads in truth, in a line, not the fabricated bullshit about I had a dream, line. It's okay to be intelligent in this life. Discernment, right? Integration. Healing energy for our integration. It doesn't mean the divine doesn't exist inside of you because you filter it to match the frequency and vibration of the perception that you are currently on. Nobody ever wants to be wrong. And so they play this song. Reunion of souls. Just like a coming together of exiting the monkey brain soup. An honest troop. Reunion of souls. Reunion of souls. Teaching truth. Wow. Beautiful. Movement into balance. There's a reunion of souls. It's a troop. Having had discerned between the light and the shadow, between the truth and the lie, between the mask that is a disguise, retreating, emotionally releasing, ancient wisdom. Make sure the whom that speaks when you speak of any divine happenings, no matter the imagination station of its creation. Is it divine? Or is it one's assessment over time that comes to some clarity? As it should through its research. Right. Doesn't take away from honoring your energy that is yours. Don't shy away from your own assessments based off of your own study by declaring it divine because you want it to be. Like, no, this is me and this is divine. getting through. Look at omens. 4, in regarding to the building of foundations that we're doing now in this new energy. Don't build it on superficial bullshit still, because we want to be heard, we want to be, idolized or revered. I don't know, that's the word I'm fucking hearing. Discernment within your own being. Because, yeah, you are the one that's seeing. But honor the temple that's you that sees too, because you have put in that level of work, research, of experience. Don't deny, but don't proclaim what is not true. But you are led by the divine too. It's all good. It's all good. Let's be a little bit more honest here. Okay. And for our movement into balance, for it to be straight, not up for debate. Women, right? You hear, and so you know. Don't act like you don't know, and don't act like you don't hear. If you see, acknowledge. If you learn, say. Okay. When you go into your retreat mode, your hermit mode, your research mode, your learning mode, be honest in every kind of way. Don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. It's all a matter of perception. And joy. Because joy is what I spread. Anyways. Let that be your emotional release. This message so sweet. I didn't know it was going to be this leveling of deep. It's not going to be for everybody, but when it is for you, and loving you, you know, the message is here for all of us too. Okay? Me too. None of us are exempt from this. Yeah? None of us are exempt from learning, growing, evolving. And that's it. So we speak again. Don't be a false prophet just because you're ruled by the divine. Not everything is released from you, from the divine. Some of it is from you and the work that you put in over the time. So in case I wasn't clear about what the message that it was that I was saying here, don't use the divine for everything, my dear. The divine, the sacred, the divine. A lot of it is your own damn compilations. Okay? And the research that you do, the analyzing that you do, and discernment that you have mastered, and all the other wonderful, great stuff that you are. Beautiful by far, nobody's taking it away. Not everything is led by the motherfucking divine. Okay? That's a lot of like that ego state of mind. Wants to be heard over time. And proclamation. Let the divine. No, fuck no. Not all of it. Right? So, yeah. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Okay? And that shall it be. Okay.